Chapter 5. Wanting to Die.
Valerie was running for cover when Alpha Denzel walked into the room. She never expected the cold, menacing Alpha to put a hold on his busy schedule because of her.
Did he derive so much joy in watching her suffer? What more could be his reason for urgently coming over at this time? Not knowing whether to feel guilty or afraid. She struggled for words to explain her predicament when Alpha Denzel's gaze focused on the painting on the wall. Being left alone in this simple house, she had been practicing her painting skills, which she hadn't done since turning 18. The pack responsibilities left her with no time for herself, and not used to painting. Painting was the order of the day. Alpha Denzel frowned at the lifeless painting hanging on the wall, which was a direct reflection of how Valerie felt at the moment.
Being a master at concealing his emotions, Alpha Denzel made it impossible for neither Valerie nor Adira to decipher exactly how he was feeling about the painting at that moment.
Enraged, he barked, "What is that?"
Peeling the image off the wall, he tore it into shreds, slicing Valerie's heart with it. She had been at it throughout the day, only sipping water and willingly starving. You are not allowed to paint or do as you please.
No matter how she tried, her proud personality outweighed her fears. The moment the particles from the painting fell pitifully on the floor. Without her wolf, the painting gave her solace, but it was now gone. Unable to hold it in any longer, she screamed, "You should send me to the dungeon."
Adira was shocked but happy that Valerie was worsening her case. Who knew that her stubbornness would cause Alpha Denzel to order her execution?
Even though Alpha Denzel had rejected Valerie, Adira was still insecure about Valerie's presence.
The fact that Alpha Denzel was her second chance mate, and both of them had not been paired by the moon goddess to anyone else, awoke a lingering fear in her heart.
Adira had wished to be Alpha Denzel's mate when she turned 18. Having trained together for years, she had developed feelings for him. But Alpha Denzel was too consumed with the pain of losing his parents untimely. The murderer was still unfound, same as the person who murdered his human mate.
Valerie could feel his burning gaze on her skin as she took snail steps backwards.
Having met so many alphas in her lifetime, it was surprising that she never met one whose look could make her cower, losing her pride. In the end, she was comforted that it was because she lost her wolf. Being human, it was understandable that she would be afraid of a man she knew had an alpha wolf.
But then again, how come she never feared other alphas, including Alpha Tristan, like she did Alpha Denver?
"You do not have the right to make a demand. Eat," Alpha Denzel commanded. Adira watched everything unfold, waiting for the alpha to order her to eliminate the bitch. Over her dead body would she allow the alpha to develop feelings for his rejected second chance mate?
No, Valerie growled, aiming to make him upset enough to throw her into the dungeon or order for her execution. Even Adira trembled from her refusal as Valerie added, "I will not be your puppet.
I will not allow you to torture me as you please."
I am to starve to death." Alpha Denzel's hands balled, and he took hurried steps, pinning her against Fuel before she had the chance to escape. His fingers clasped around her jaw as he pressed it hard, forcing her gaze to remain on him. Valerie's heart thumped in her chest as she thought of ways to free herself.
Even as a skilled warrior, she was too weak from starvation.
Yet, no matter what she went through, Valerie couldn't allow the tears brimming in the back of her eyes to fall, rather closing her eyes to avoid Alpha Denzel's burning gaze.
He snarled, "You have no right to choose the kind of death coming to you."
His voice raised slightly.
"I decide."
His voice lowered once again, but it was deep and loaded with anger. "Since I'm busy, you need to be kept alive until I'm ready to give you a deserved punishment."
He moved away as swiftly as the wind. It was almost as if he hadn't just cornered her.
With his burning gaze still on her, he ordered, "Adira, feed her."
Adira quickly opened the food warmer, pressing the fork into the hot steaming noodle. She twirled it around the fork and lifted it to Valerie's mouth. But before it touched her lips, she hit it. The noodle wrapped around the fork fell on the floor of her bedroom.
Alpha Denzel's gaze darkened as he took steps close to her, forcing her to take more backwards. "You want to die?" Stubbornly, Valerie eagerly nodded her head. She was too proud to continue enduring humiliation. Since she already lost her dad and her pack, she had no regrets.
Her mother already died giving birth to Scarlet, so emptiness was all she felt at the moment. To her amazement, Alpha Denzel agreed. Adira, drop the food and get mace on hot coals of fire. Fear covered Valerie's eyes as she saw the smirk in the corner of Adira's lip. She wanted to die by easy means, like a gunshot. No matter how she thought about it,
She couldn't imagine hot coals being part of her plan.
Her shoulders trembled. Her voice shook. What are you going to do with hot coals?
Alpha Denzel ignored her question and lit another cigarette the moment a deer lift. As soon as he puffed, Valerie began to cough violently.
He instantly walked out of the washroom and dropped the cigarette in the toilet. Valerie was shocked when he returned without the cigarette.
Did you discard it because I could? She was insane to think that he cared but couldn't help her skin seeming irritated by her question. He scoffed.
You must think so highly of yourself.
Grabbing her slender arms, he dragged her out of the small room Adira had just arrived with 2 warriors carrying a metal grill loaded with hot coals. Valerie felt uneasy. Alpha Denzel's casual dressing of blue jeans and a white shirt should make him less intimidating, but that didn't seem like the case. His voice emitted ice.
Drop it. The metal grill was lowered to the ground as he ordered Valerie. Stand on it. What? Valerie was horrified. This Alpha was so cruel.
You want to die?
This is the only way.
Alpha Denzel stated his stance on the matter.